Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Darrell, and this is another episode of Green and Gold Over Everything. Another positive week. The Packers have moved to 4-2 on the season to get a nice win over the Arizona Cardinals. And so this week we get a chance to talk a little bit more about the good things the Packers were able to do this week. We'll talk about a couple of other things as well. Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers reunited, and I assume it feels so good. So we're going to talk about that today. But I got my guys with me, Randall Burns, Dishon Rucker. We about to get it in. It's time to talk about green and gold over everything. It's time to talk Packers football. I hope you guys are ready because I am, and I know they are. Let's get this episode started right now.
Here's Lowe. Taps it a couple times. Going end zone. Caught! Doubs! Touchdown!
From the Atlanta 32. Off the play fake. Love fires over the middle. And it's caught for a first down. And a touchdown by Dontavian Alexander this afternoon. Carr taken down on third down. Kenny Clark, the two-time Pro Bowler. 9, second quarter underway. Carr down. Back at the 16-yard line. Rashawn Gary. Here's Reed. And Reed wins. And Reed got a block and a touchdown. He comes his way. Takes it behind. He's sacked by Luke Van Ness. Here comes the Chiefs. Pressure's on. Love. Enzo Wilson. Oh, and he touchdown. He did. Doubs in motion. Love. Flips it to the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, Melton's got that one. And Jones runs down their face. Fake it to him here. Love. Back foot. Has a man wide open. It's going to be caught by Musgrave. Racing towards the end zone. He is in. Touchdown. Green Bay. 35. 4-man rush. Prescott fires for Cooks. And it's intercepted. Jair Alexander. He's got it. Up on his feet. Racing to the end zone. And it's in. Touchdown. Green Bay.
Yes. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's episode 7 here in season 2 of Green and Gold Over Everything. I got my fellas here with me today. Very excited, of course. And let me go ahead and get the introductions in. First, I got my guy. Got the juice. Mr. Randall Burns himself. Randall, how you doing today, my friend?
Feels good when you ship off baggage and then you see that baggage is doing poorly somewhere else. You just feel vindicated. You feel like you had the courage of your conviction. You had the 3 I's, the intelligence, the integrity, the intestinal fortitude to do what was right. Stick to your guns. I hope they dress warm in New York.
I love it. Then I got to go to my man, Mr. Dishon Rucker. Ruck report in the building. What's up, Ruck? How you doing, man?
I don't even know how I can follow that up. Hey, man.
I don't think
I'm just saying so I don't get fined.
Touche, homie. Look, we are here for another episode of Green and Gold Over Everything here in season 2, and the Packers coming off of a nice victory last week, defeating the Arizona Cardinals 34-13, and probably to me the cleanest game that they've had so far this year. It was really good to see. There was high energy coming off this game. You know, we're gonna go right into listening to what Matt had to say after the game and how he rewarded some of the players after the game. Here we go.
What we talked about all week. Complimentary football, 4 quarters, from start to finish, man. Give it up for yourself. It's always about the ball. We finished +2 today. We had KB with the forced fumble. Evan Williams with the forced John Money with the recovery. KB with the recovery. And then Kenny Clark with the recovery. How about K9 setting up a touchdown? Hell of a job, K9. How about our offensive line paving the way? 38 carries, 179 yards. How about my man Jay Love up was 22 of 32, 258. Play with that man. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Jay Reed with the touchdown. And how about this guy coming back? Romeo Doubs with 2 That was a great team win.
Let's go. Pack on 3. 1, 2, 3.
What a difference a week makes. What a difference a week makes, because last week when we played the post game, you can tell the energy was different. They got the win, but it didn't feel like a win. This week, that felt like a win. It was good energy all around. Romeo Doubs scores 2 touchdowns. I'm so glad I went that route. Someone told me, I said, they're gonna try to feed him. I knew they were gonna try to feed him. He gets 2 touchdowns. So, hey, I mean, it's some goodness going on there. I love everything. And real shout out, I'm gonna go to Ruck first, but the real shout out, man, my man Evan Williams, man, right? This young man is playing really good football right now. So they mentioned him in there. Yeah. Goody man. Goody man. I mean, I watched this. This week I actually got a chance to sit and watch the all 22 because I've been so busy. And this is the first week I had a chance to sit and watch. I'm like, I like this kid. I like him a lot. Ruck, what were your thoughts on the game, man? You see the Packers get win number 4, and somehow we're still last in the division, but whatever. Whatever.
Hey, I mean, so that alone, because Burns always lets us know, how all the other black quarterbacks are doing in the league in the chat. Last in the division is something that I think we really should have on the radar, just because of what's happening. Whether you say Caleb is getting confident or comfortable, something is happening that's positive in Chicago. The Lions having Aiden Hutchinson go down was huge for them. But one thing I am seeing a lot in this division right now that I think is different than we've ever seen in the North, everybody else has firepower. Everybody else can put points on the board.
True.
So for us this week, I think I watched a lot more of the defensive snaps than anything. And I think I felt better about the positions that we were in. And I felt better about just actual play, kind of top to bottom. Y'all know what I still want.
Yes.
You know what I want.
Yes.
And I know y'all seen it this weekend too.
Yes.
And I'm like, every time I'm looking at the screen, I'm like, I know they didn't teach you that at Georgia. I know they didn't. I know they didn't. I know they didn't teach you that then. But, we know who drafted him. We know who drafted him.
Yep.
Right. So we're gonna let that live. But again, Rome coming back. I think this was the appropriate response. What I do like about him, and this is kind of what I was hinting at last time we talked, in terms of his ability to kind of be the glue guy. And he's never really done it. But even after a time like this, you would expect somebody score 2 touchdowns, have a lot of celebration, a lot of stuff to say, and man went about his business. And I love that type of response from him.
He still dance. You ain't that little dance he did?
Yeah, I mean, he get a little something, but for all intents and purposes, the man was business. I do at some point, and I think we should dedicate some time to this show. We got to talk about 10 and where he is in his maturation, because, man, I'm looking at these numbers and I'm looking at a couple of things, and I'm saying in 2 starting years, up until now, you're talking about 44 touchdowns and almost 17 interceptions. That's almost half of what you're putting the ball in the end zone. And like Matt has said the last couple of weeks, taking care of the ball. So good win. I think the team felt good about this win. I feel good about it. That's why I got my Negro Diamonds tag, because I said at this point we could be 4-2 going into this Houston game. And I love it. I love the fact that we're here.
I'm right there with you, brother. I feel the same way you do. I felt like we kind of needed to be. I know we needed at least the 2 wins while he was out. We got those. Those worked out in the favor. We're in a good position. You know, you're taking on a team that's 5-1. Now, Brandon, before I go to you, is this is the Sunday night game, or
No,
they moved
1
it?
o'clock. They never moved
1
it.
o'clock. Okay, I don't know why I
flex
saw
I think
somebody saying it
November.
was. I was like, man, wait a minute. I was like, somebody said it was the primetime game. I said, no, it can't be. But okay, all right, I'll take the 1
I
o'clock
wish
game.
they would have, though. It deserved to be.
It do.
It deserved to be.
It deserved to be.
Until November.
But we got Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams taking on Russell Wilson and my man Pickett and Najee Harris out there. But we'll talk about them a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on the game? What you saw from the team? How did you feel about the overall performance of the Pack?
So before I get to that, I can't put all these picks on 10. When you look at the beginning of last season, a lot of those picks, I'll blame Goop. And seeing the way Caleb is playing makes me think about something Ruck said. You put the veterans around a rookie quarterback or a guy that's starting first, and he's putting the ball in places where a veteran wide receiver knows to be.
Right.
So he can throw with anticipation because they're going to be in the right spot. A lot of those early interceptions, these guys weren't where they're supposed to be. And like Ruck, you've talked about the spacing, false starts, all types of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Poles essentially built that team the way Ruck would have built the team. I got a rookie QB. I'm going to get you 2 veteran running backs, veteran wide receivers, and I'll get you a rookie wide receiver to grow with.
Yep.
But these older dudes are going to be there to make sure things go right.
That security blanket. Yep.
Whereas Goop went the other route and was like, I'm going to let y'all all grow together. And as much as I liked it, I got to admit when I'm wrong, his development would have been further along had he put a solid, and he didn't have to go get a DJ Moore, like a guy that's a Pro Bowl or pro caliber, but just a solid veteran that 10 can throw some of these passes, and you have a receiver that knows exactly where to be. He's going to run the proper route, put people in proper places. So I got to admit, Ruck, you was right. You was 100% right. Because I still see a lot of immature things out there from these wide receivers.
Just real quick on that point too, Burns, just to add to what you're saying. And that's why I said in the opening, it's kind of different seeing what we're seeing in Chicago and Detroit and Minnesota. But if you look at it, honestly, and if you look at those teams, they're kind of all built the same. They mirror each other, right? I think what Chicago was able to do this offseason was mirror what Detroit did in terms of young talent, putting some veterans around it, right? Because even if you just looked at Detroit in their backfield, like their 2-headed monster is really set up by everything that David Montgomery does, right? That sets up not only run, it sets up getting Williams in there, and then it sets up Laporta and everybody else with play action passing. So, and even look at some of their receivers, it's a balance. Same thing in Minnesota. I think that was probably why they targeted Aaron to go to Minnesota and were good with you losing Matheson and all those guys because they said, okay, we can get a young guy, but we get a veteran that can teach some of these young guys how to play. I think that system works. But I don't know. I think we're too far gone in the youth.
Yeah.
And I'm with Goot on this. I think we're kind of too far gone on it to where adding a veteran right now, I don't think is gonna work. It's like if we all went to the park right now, they'd be like, man, where these old heads come from? Your aunt, right?
Yeah.
Get on the block.
Like, not on the block.
They be like, get on the block. We're gonna throw it to you down there. And I'm like, man, I used to do some things out here. And they're like, nah, go over there. So I think that's what would happen with us now if we added a veteran. So while you saying you agree with me, I agree with you. But I still say if you have room to add a veteran that's still not of age, but has played enough and seen enough snaps, like a Devin White, you add that piece. You know what I'm saying? Or you get somebody else that can get in there and do some different things.
Now, you know where I think it would have worked adding a veteran? And I was against it, but I think if you'd have brought Devontae back, you have to listen to that dude. Like those wide receivers have to look at him and go, okay, we have to. This dude has done it here. This dude was an all-pro outside here with the Raiders that first year. It'd have to be that type of veteran.
Hey, question about that though, Burns, and D for you too.
Mm-hmm.
If 17 stayed, my question to you is: would we see any of the stuff that we've seen from, say, Romeo or even Watson? Like some of the, questionable off the field stuff. Like, will we have seen any of that?
No. I don't think so. And I think that was my biggest thing last year with wanting to have some vets in there, because I felt like, I screamed about Mercedes Lewis not being there in that tight and being in that tight end room, and just kind of showing those young guns how it is. I mean, we talking about the longest running tight end in the league history, or if not close to it. I think he's got 19 years in there. I mean, he's not playing that much in Chicago, but it's just him being in that room to kind of, bestow that knowledge. That was my biggest thing. And they could, like you said, they could be the third, fourth receiver. I just need somebody that can be reliable, that's been in the league for a while. And that was my biggest thing with it. I didn't mind the youth movement because I was like, okay, yeah. And obviously it's worked it's worked to an extent, but I think we could be further along if we had sprinkled a couple of the veterans in there in just some key areas. And it didn't have to be 3 or 4. It could have just been one. And I think you look at Chicago and you see Keenan Allen there. Even though he was hurt, he helped kind of bring them along. He's going to help Rome and Rome Odunze and all them kind of get to where they need to be at some point. So I'm okay with it now because, like you guys said, I think we're too far gone to go full blown veteran.
Yeah.
You did the right thing. What they do is they got young veteran guys in Jacobs and McKinley who've been in the league for a while, but they're still young guns. And it was a smart move. And I think that's the way he's going to have to approach it when we do get more money. Is you got to go young guys that have been in the league for a while that you can pull in, and that's going to help out, when the time comes. So I think that's going to end up being the route. I do agree with that.
Listen, I tell you one thing that I would love to see this offseason. So Burns, I need you to pass this on. In this offseason, right? Pass it on to your man. This free game for him. In this offseason, after Preston goes bye-bye, right? And Preston been balling, by the way. Like, gotta give him his credit.
Yep.
Right? Please tell your man to take a flight up to Buffalo and get 57. Get AJ from Iowa, put him on the side.
That would be nice.
And I'm telling you right now, because the Bills have no idea what they have. And they're so in love with the other kid from Miami, they forget about AJ. And AJ gonna be something special.
That's Espinoza, right?
Espinoza.
Yeah.
He's gonna be something special. So tell your man that's free game.
That's free game. Go ahead and slide. Bring them on.
Go ahead and slide that
still young gun.
I think 17 would have been a big help because I was watching something with him on that receiver special on Amazon, and he has a Tom Brady like approach to his position.
Yeah,
like, I want to master all the details, all the little things that people don't think matter, and I think that's something that you kind of need people to teach you. Like, remember when he was here, Jordy was here.
Right.
I think Greg Jennings might have been like his last year here.
Yeah. Because Greg was like maybe one.
But
Greg left the year after the Super Bowl, I think.
But remember that room too, man. That room was not only Greg, but James, Jordy.
Yeah,
like they helped him tremendous. I'm sorry, Burns too, but who would help this room a lot, and this is a wild card. Lazard would help this room a lot. Lizard King would have helped this room a lot because he went about the game the right way, right? And not only that, he was one that earned it. He earned what he's getting right now from Aaron,
right?
So, and he worked. So every opportunity that he got, he earned in his work ethic. Like, that's what our young guys need. Like, that's what honestly makes X so good for our team because, again, he's used to producing and losing. Now he's producing and winning, and he can tell those guys, like, listen, you don't want to miss steps, because if you miss steps, I done been there when it's bad.
Did you see what he said when they asked him about playing in Green Bay? They were like, oh, do you miss New York? He was like, no, there's too many distractions. I could just come here and play football. He said, I worry about all that other stuff in the off season.
There you go.
And he was like, if you want to sell somebody on coming to Green Bay, sell them that. Look, you come here, all you got to do is worry about football, winning, and you can worry about everything else later on. Right. He was like, that's how I would sell it if I was Goop. But then back to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't feel good leaving that game because, and I think it's because of, like I was talking about last week, what we're used to. I'm used to going into every game with a quarterback that I don't care what else happens around us. The receivers could be failing us. The defense could be failing us. I know the QB is going to elevate us.
Mm.
And I'm not sure he's there yet. I think he can be there. But I keep thinking about something you said, Rucker, about how he sees the field and looking at the quarterbacks around the rest of the division. I'm not worried about Darnold. I watched that entire Jaguars game.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams is the truth, man.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen at some point.
And people keep saying, oh, they haven't played anybody. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at where he's putting the ball, the reads he's making, his progressions.
The confidence.
And he's getting better every week.
The confidence. Yep.
We're not in a position where we could have the QB number 2 in the division.
Hey, listen, here's the thing about Caleb that a lot of people downplayed from Oklahoma to USC. The boy can read the field. He can read the field from left to right and right to left. And his progressions are very quick. Even a lot of those scramble plays that you watch, he got to a third read before he moved around. And that's, for a rookie quarterback, that's almost unheard of. That you can go 1, 2, 3, let me go. And he's going to create 4. He's not going to just, you know what I'm saying? So we haven't really seen that. But again, what I think is going to happen for us, and I'm going to love this for Caleb too, and I think it just happens to a lot of quarterbacks that have the ability. I think his ego is going to eat him in some big games because he gets a little bit full of himself. So I do like that. I think I don't know if we're going to see that from 10 this year, though. But what I do like that I do see him doing, and I think this is a testament to Matt, we got to give him that. Matt has really dialed in on, listen, I'm going to slow this dude down. When he started making mistakes, and Burn, you said it when we were talking, he said he threw something crazy, and Matt was like, okay, here go the next 3 plays. Hand this joker off.
Yep.
Right.
You do anything else but that, timeout. Bring your ass in.
Go get Malik. Go get Malik. Come on now. I'm playing with you. Ain't nobody playing with you.
So I think that's it. Matt's got our line's got to get better, man. Our line's got to get better, and I think, and I'm not sure. I want to look at it again. This would be the perfect line that we run a complete zone scheme. It just feels like our line is kind of athletic enough. They're not as heavy as you would like a running line to be, but zone blocking would be good for us. And Jacobs would actually be good in that type of role. And I think, with the run game, it's never too early or late in the season to change things schematically with that. So I think we got to look at some things, because for as good as I felt, I think 34 was light. I think this should have been a 40-plus game, easy. And here's the thing for me, guys. Like, if we really looked at it and we went down the list, 3 of these 4 wins should have been 30-plus 40-point games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, listen, we started our first 2 games. We should have started each of those games up 21-0.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with that. I mean,
So
if you look at the team, right, it should be 6-0. If you and not even as a whatever, but the way they started against Minnesota, if they play the way they played in the first half, the second half, then that Minnesota team is not beating this
if they
Packers
played
team.
the second quarter,
The way they played,
the second half.
That's true too. If they went for second quarter on, they'd have been all right.
Mind you, the boy had 389 yards.
Yeah, and he had 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns and 3 in the like. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what gave me the little.
What made me feel good though about that game last week. I know it was 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I'm not even putting that interception on him. To me, he threw 4 touchdowns. As he's throwing to Melton is open. He slips. That's not on Love.
Yeah, you can't.
The other thing I liked is that he seems to be fully healthy. My biggest concern was like just how he sees the field and processes things. The arm talent is there. He can move. I just need him to see the field and process things properly and not gamble so much because I was watching somebody there like, oh man, he's the last gunslinger. And I'm like, no,
we don't want that.
I don't want that. You can't play that way no more.
Don't give my man a movie title. I don't want him to be the last
gunslinger. I done cried at too many playoff games for the gunslinger.
Darrell said something. He was like, if the defense turns into a top 5 defense, that he could live with Jordan taking some chances because they'll get the ball back.
Right.
But he doesn't want that to become something that is in Jordan's head, like, oh, I can take this chance because I know I got a good defense.
Right.
So I like Matt said, he got to earn the right to throw the ball downfield. And also, I got to keep in mind, it still is only his second year starting. As much as people want to say, oh, he's been in the league for this many years, blah, blah. You still, like you said, you still got to see live. You got to have those live reps coming at you.
Live reps. Ain't nothing like it.
If they slow him down or Matt keeps him slowed down, I really think the sky's the limit, like, or what this team could really be. Because there'd be times I'm shocked. Like I'll watch it, I'm like, man, how are they still this good this early? And when he's not making any crazy move, like and that's in the San Francisco game last year on that last drive, there was a part of me that had a feeling. I know, I'm sorry, fellas. There was a part of me when I saw it that I was like, the confidence wasn't there, only because, and it wasn't because of the playoff history, but I felt like he was going to revert back to Denver. I felt like he was going to have to try to have the Denver, the Raiders, the Steelers, that 1 through 8 week, and I felt it. Like you saw the look on his face. Like he made a couple of good plays, and then he started getting a little antsy. He was making the first part of that drive, he was like, okay, he's cooking, and then he got to a point where he tried something he shouldn't have tried, and if he learns how to dial it back, play it safe, we win those games. That's what I'm saying. Those games, if you play it safe instead of going for the hero ball, those are wins.
You know what? Let me ask you a question. How much of some of the stuff we're talking about is kind of like the weight of the position? Just consider, like, I am the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I'm the guy that was drafted to succeed Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Like no other team in the league does that pressure come with at this position.
No, that's true.
And I wonder how much of that plays into not even Dallas.
Dallas is a little opposite. Their pressure at quarterback's a little bit different. But no,
it's still not this though.
No, it's not this. It's not this because it's 2 Hall of Famers.
Well, you have to win a Super Bowl.
It's 2 Hall of Famers.
Well, you know what it is. So last year we played with a youthful ignorance. We were young enough that no moment scared us to say, "Nah, I don't want to try that." We was all like, "We showed up. What's up?
Give it a shot.
It was a free year for
What's good? What we doing, right?" But then I think what happened was, it happens with all young teams. As you progress through that and you win some games going away, you get some ones that you shouldn't have lost. Then you get some ugly ones. But then as you get to the ugly ones, things start to matter even though you're young.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this. I can't miss this tackle. I can't miss this assignment. I can't take a chance here. And I think what happened in the San Francisco game to us was we got up on them and we were dominating them. And I guarantee the conversation on the sideline was like,
we're going to NFC Championship game.
this is the damn Cowboys game all over again.
Right.
Goose said it. Goose said in the third quarter, he was like, in my mind, we was going to Super Bowl. I was going to start making plans to go to Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happens in that moment is not even playing not to lose. Now you start thinking, I gotta press to win.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, and I think that's where he is with his pressure. When he presses to win, it's him saying to himself, I got to do this to try to make people forget about 12.
That's why he came back early.
Right.
That what you just
And
said is the
Burns
reason
said
why he came back early.
And Burns
He
said
did the same thing.
Yeah.
They said he would get mad if you brought up how he was injury prone. He didn't want people bringing up the fact that Brett had a streak, and he was very sensitive to the fact that I'm getting hurt all the time.
Yep. And that play. So I think that's where 10 is right now. I think Malik scared the shit out of him.
Yep.
I think Malik's success scared him. I think he looked in that locker room and saw those guys rallying behind him. And instead of being the veteran quarterback that says, hey, man, do your thing. I know I'm still young enough to come back and really show you what I can do.
Right.
It scared him.
Pride. That pride.
He said, yo, man, He said, shoot this thing up.
Do what
Take
you
it up,
gotta do.
spat it up. I'm going to pee in my pants. He did everything that Channing and them always talking about. He said, nah, I need back out there. Yeah. And I think it forces him, and you see it in some of these hero plays, to make some of the plays that he's making. Now, I'll give you this, Burns. The one to Milton, again, Bo tripped. He throws the ball. Cool. If you look at it, there were 2 checkdowns. Throw to the check down, and now you get another play.
Right.
And that's the thing that he's struggling with, because he wants to make the play that says, man, forget 12, 10.
Look at 10.
No,
look at 10.
Just play. Just win. You know what I'm saying? Just win your matchup, win your route, win win the decision. And the crazy thing is, conversely, that's the reason that Aaron and them lost to Buffalo. Because he had that same thing. He said, I gotta win this game.
And
I
then
know what people
split.
are looking for, right? Everybody's saying it's my fault, so I gotta win this game. And in a situation where, I mean, even that last series, he made a couple of questions. Listen, as great as it was, that catch, and I don't know how Lazard made that catch, it's no way Aaron throws that ball in a different situation. Right. No way. And it's no way he puts it where he put it. There's no way. But again, this is the league that we're in. If I was 10, honestly, and this is going to sound so crazy, the person that I'll be watching right now is Jared Goff.
Yeah.
He comfortable as hell.
Man. Jared Goff playing.
You know what's crazy?
Phenomenal.
He's comfortable. And he can't, and I'm saying this, telling y'all, he can't read a lick.
But that goes back to the system. This whole McVay Shanahan system of design. I'm giving you the answer as the coach. The answer is right there. You don't need to play at an elite level until I need you to. Just take the easy answer.
Right.
Just, and he, for some reason,
sometimes
it do it.
No. You know what it is? It's almost like, remember when the Rams got in that Super Bowl and the NFL had went through that whole thing with when they could continue to talk to the quarterback?
Yeah.
And everybody saw Goff like this, like he can't hear it. And it's like, nah, bro, it ain't, the radio ain't on no more. You got to go play.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know what the hell you want me to do. But now, if you look at him now,
different quarterback, man.
Different quarterback, different offense, different structure. He gets to, Jared Goff gets to throw the ball at 2nd and 4. We throwing it 1st and 10. No, you're going to hand this mug off.
Mhm.
We're going to get 4 or 5, hopefully 6, and then you get to throw the ball. And then when you get to throw the ball, guess what it's going to be? Play action.
So I will say this, and Dan O'Loss made a good point. He was like, as Jordan's knee gets better, he can play on the center more, and that'll help play action. So I said, okay, I'll give him that. But he also says there are times that he won't, like you said, take that. Like you said, the way Matt's got the system set up, there's always the running backs out the back for you. You can always go there, and he won't do it. And you're right, like Matt's got to rein him in. And this, I think I got to put some of this on Matt. I don't know if Matt thought because, look, this dude's been with me for 4 years, I can give him the whole playbook. No, nah.
Nope.
Maybe next year.
Hey, so here's my question to y'all. Name one quarterback in the NFL that you guys have ever seen that they were able, year 1 through 5, has been able to digest an entire playbook. When you say
Maybe Peyton year 4.
I was about to say Peyton, but that was the first person that came to mind.
But think about who we talking about. We talking about Megamind.
Yeah,
right?
Peyton year 4.
We talking about Megamind. Like
Tom, because the defense did a lot of those work in those first years for Tom.
Yeah, but even that, I don't. So even what Tom had, I don't think Tom ever really got a full playbook. You know what I think that what happens in the NFL, especially if you're an elite quarterback, you get a bunch of plays that you've seen before. They may change the language, but you're 100% comfortable with those plays.
Mm-hmm.
You're 100% comfortable with the first 2 reads and your checkdowns. That's what I think NFL quarterbacks get. Because I don't think that they give you, or we haven't seen since Peyton, somebody can go 1, 2, 3, 4, back, 4, back. We haven't seen a lot of that.
And I was gonna say, you know what else to that too? I think and Tom spoke to this earlier, as they've dumbed down the game for these new quarterbacks, it's not the same.
Mm-mm.
Maybe 2000 going back, you did that with your QBs. You put a whole lot more on their plate. I don't feel like they're giving these dudes as much anymore.
And they should. Some of them they should. Like if Lamar Jackson if Baltimore was able to get a quick game in their passing game like we have, I'm talking about under center, stand up, throw it. Can you imagine what that offense would look like?
Yeah.
I think that accentuates every piece of your running game from your running back to your quarterback. If now they got to worry about that, right? Yeah. And again, Mike was the best at this. If we were able to run some true Mike McCarthy screens, our offense would be unfucking believable, man. I'm talking about backside pulling guard.
Matt want to do this crap.
No more jet sweeps and end arounds.
Right.
And he be killing them jet sweeps.
Kill them things, right?
I mean, my man's be out there working hard.
He kill them things. And if you look at it, and again, I understand that the NFL is a copycat league, but if you look at it, our screen game is really predicated to end arounds, right? And then the simple underneath tight end screens, right? Like Andy Reid, it's a reason that he can do that every play if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Tuck. Listen, give him something else. If we had some variety, if Matt started trusting what we got and gave him some variety, I mean, man, and think about it. I'm complaining about this, and we damn near 25, 26 points a game.
And I think that's the crazy thing, like for us, because there's so much potential
right
on this team that you sometimes you look at it and be like, wow, like, I mean, how much how much better could we be? And I feel like we talked about earlier, we leave so many points on the field, on drives and stuff where we probably should have scored, and whatever it is. But sometimes they'll get down the field so easily, and then they get in there and they got to go into. That's why I had to get a new field goal kicker, because we end up kicking field goals most of the time.
We might as well talk about that now that we here.
Yo, so
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Burns.
Talk about that.
Look, so I'll say this before I let Burns jump in it. I remember when I was at Commanders camp during the off season, and when it went down, and it was uncomfortable around there.
Mm-hmm.
And it took the Commanders like 4 kickers later before they got to a guy who's actually been solid this first part of the season. But the energy was like he was having a really good camp, and then that dropped, and the Commanders was like, "No, we can't. They saw what happened to the punt guy, the year before last. They was like, they just pushed him out the way. I was kind of surprised by this, not even because even if he got cleared, this just like you say all the time, Randall. This seems like the type of player that the Packers organization would stay away from. Because of even with everything, it just seems like that.
That shocked me.
Yeah. So Burns, I mean, your thoughts on that, brother? I know you feel it.
So I read the whole report, right? You ever hear about the plane ride from hell in WWE?
Yes, yeah. Ric Flair and them tripping out.
Report, it sounded like the plane ride from hell.
Oh no!
This dude is throwing money at the flight attendants, allegedly groping on them, asking them to do stuff. And I guess when the flight attendant said she looked at the player that was next to him, and the player next to him was awesome, like, "Hey," and it was just a bad. Look at that's a flight from London back to the U.S. That's a long flight.
Yeah, it's about 8 hours, 7, 8 hours. Yeah.
Alleged. If just the fact that you're alleged to do these things, right? It's just why take the chance of bringing somebody like that in?
This is true.
Then it gets thrown out because I guess the women wanted to file anonymously, like they didn't want their identities to be put out there. The judge in the case said no, you have to, go out there. I'll save that for somebody who's versed in the legal system, but one thing I will say, a lot of times women don't file because of the stuff that they're gonna go through.
Right.
So if they get to say, "Hey, I can be anonymous and I'll go through it," I mean, I'm still gonna have to testify. But you see enough stuff in the news why people don't come forward, and eventually when they do come forward,
right?
I mean, you look at some stuff coming out with Diddy. And I believe everything these people are saying.
The diddler, baby. The diddler.
I ain't heard one lie yet.
Exactly.
I ain't talking about what Jaguar Wright be talking about. I'm talking about anybody else.
And we know athletes and how much stuff athletes get away with. And you think about it. I don't care if you're the kicker. If nobody has told you no your whole entire life, and now people start telling you no, you
don't take no easily.
Yeah.
You don't
and
take
then
no
I flip it. You get accused of this, right? And then you settle. And I get it. You settle, you make it go away. But if I got accused of this, I'm probably gonna fight tooth and nail to have my name clear if I really didn't do this. I don't want to settle.
You could Dishon Watson that bad boy. You could Dishon Watson that bad boy. You're gonna fight.
I want my name to be cleared. I want to hear not guilty. I didn't do this. I have nothing to like. So, but I get it. You rich, you want to make it go away. There's no reason to bring him into Green Bay though. And
I was surprised.
The only thing
liquored up idiot kicker.
And then I looked at it from another angle. I'm like, if Goot is willing to put his reputation and the reputation of the team on the line, that means he thinks we can win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. I mean, look, McManus is a really good kicker. Like,
here's the crazy part. He's not.
Really good. What do you mean?
Guess what his kicking percentage is?
What's that?
It's 83%. You know who else kicking percentage is 83%?
Carlson.
You might as well brought him back.
Right.
He in San Francisco now.
Ain't he on the practice squad?
No, I think Moody is hurt. I think Moody is hurt, and I think he's been kicking.
So to me, it's like you brought a dude in with the same percentage of the last guy we had. Was it okay? So that means you think we can win, but then go get somebody else with an 83% kicking percentage.
Did Neverson miss a kick this week that I missed?
Yeah,
he did.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Because when I was watching, I didn't watch it. Maybe I moved away or something like that. It was an extra point. Or it was a standard
So
kick.
full disclosure, anything after 50 yards, his percentage is 83. 50 yards and under, I think they said he was at like 89. But to me, it's like it's not worth it.
No, not when the league average right now is probably around 50, 52.
So you brought
Right.
a dude for a coin flip. Like it's 50%
Right.
now that he might make.
No.
It's not worth it.
I'm still kind of surprised they went that route. I thought there may have been some other guys they could have brought in, but yeah.
I honestly want to chalk it up to Goot didn't see anybody else that he thought was worth it, and maybe this guy, you know, maybe
he's
you
the best
think
veteran on the market.
Yeah, maybe you think he's one of the best on the market. I want to chalk it up as that. I do want to keep it at football, because my mind immediately went to, and y'all gotta excuse me because I was watching something about Trump and all that. I was like, look at this right here. I said, you know what? I said, Goot, you gonna piss me off now. But now I want to keep it football. I want to keep it football and just hope it's that.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
And then I think about the kid in Buffalo who got accused.
The punt guy.
You know, so then it's like, you know, it's just, and I'll say this. The GM should have never put us in a position to be having this conversation.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that he made this move. Like, very surprised. When I saw the name, I hit one of these numbers. And I looked at the phone, I'm like, Brandon McManus. And I remember how intense it was at Commanders camp after those days being there and just the vibe.
Listen, I was surprised about, remember how much coverage that got.
It got a lot of coverage.
That got a lot of coverage.
It was weird around there for a while.
That was Mike Vanderjagt to the fifth power, stuff.
That's why they made sure they got rid of him so fast. I don't think, the Commanders have been through so much the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah, because they had their scandal.
And they was like, nope, can't do it, won't do it. And they sent them out the door as fast as they could. And under their circumstance, I understood it completely because they just got rid of Dan Snyder, all that stuff. And you knew what you didn't need no more of that in the organization. So we'll see. Maybe but Good has so far led us in a good direction. So I'm gonna hope that he's doing the right thing here in this situation. We'll see. So before we move on to talk about this Texans game, because it's a big one, last week's offensive player of the week, J Love, 22 for 32, 258 yards and 4 touchdowns in the game. But got to give a shout out to Doubs and his, 2 touchdowns.
You got to update that picture, man.
Huh?
You got to update that picture.
Because he got man, that's the one they got on the site, man. That's the one I had on the site.
You gotta go grab his picture with the locks, man.
Look, the next time,
you trying to push him over, huh?
I'm just saying, you got him with his I just got hired picture. I'm still on probation. Nah, man, he good. He on probation.
We're gonna get him off probation on the next time. We're gonna get him off probation, and then my man D-Ruck's favorite player, man. My man Quay Walker.
No, come on, man. Nah, man.
Quay had a really good. He was out there doing this.
But you know what? Yo, all right. Can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Talk about this for a second, for real, right? Because this is how I feel, right? These are the type of things that he does, right? That make people say, "Oh my God, this dude is an absolute freak." Like, these are the things that happen. And if you watch some of you'll be like, yes, Quay, that's how you do it. And then it's like,
no,
where did I get this dude from?
No, Quay, what are you doing?
Why? No, why, Quay? For real, explain it. So it's just like, I feel like, what Quay does to me? Quay does to me what my son does to me, right? Like, sometimes my son is like, not only is all the time, he's like one of the most charismatic people you'll ever meet in your life, right? And he's sharp. until he know he about to get in trouble. And then you ask him a simple question. Hey, man, ain't the sky blue? And he be like,
I don't know, man.
Like,
my son be doing the same thing. That's crazy.
I'll be like, no. Just answer the question. You ain't in trouble. Dad, I don't know what to say. What?
Yo, I
what?
don't.
What?
My son the same way, D-Ruck. It's crazy that you say that. It's crazy.
Right. And it's like, Quay, you don't know on a halfback trap that you got backside? Like, and I'm not an NFL linebacker, but backside is backside. Your responsibility is your responsibility, right? You don't know in a bunch set that as the inside linebacker, you have drag slant. Why would you set up on somebody outside shoulder? Like, this is the stuff that I'm like, I know they didn't teach you that at Georgia. I know they didn't. There's no way. So you got to be the linebacker from the program. You got to be him.
And not Alvin Mack, by the way, y'all. Lattimore. We're talking about Lattimore.
We talking about Lattimore.
We're talking about Lattimore.
I ain't talking about his back would have been there.
He's gonna start losing snaps to Cooper.
Yeah. I mean, you got to straight up and fly right, man. I mean, here's the thing: the guy can tackle. He can't take. He's obviously the best tackler on the team, but there's some things he definitely has to like. You got to fix, man. Like in order for him to take from a really good player to all pro level, he's got to take that next. He's got to go back to the outside. Yeah, they got to get him
for him to be what we need him to be and what he could be in this league. He has to go back to the outside. This is only exposing him to be something that he's not.
The Clay Matthew year, man. It's the Clay Matthew year all over again. That's what it is. The Clay Matthew middle linebacker year. That's what it is.
It should have been Evan Williams as a player of the week.
I agree. And you know, it's funny. After I made the graphic, that's why I made sure I said something about him at the beginning of the show, because I was like, I probably should have gave it to Evan.
Also, he's PFF's highest graded safety in the league.
He's playing great football, man.
He is.
And I am a little disappointed. McKinley, how dare you not get a pick this week, man? Come on, man. We're trying to get 6 for 6.
Yo, they're starting to go away from him. They're starting to go away.
It's like we're not throwing the ball in his direction no more. No, sir.
Yeah, man.
So,
listen, oh boy.
Hey, and Stokes might not be on this team much longer, too. He only had 21 snaps.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something. Eric Stokes had a chance, if he had been on the field last year, to be a star in this league if they could have moved him to safety. He could have been a star if he was at safety. He, like you said, he's going to be out of this league. And you know what? You know what makes me feel crazy about some of this talent that we have on this team? Like, man, could you imagine like this team or this defensive scheme with Savage in it too? Man. But again, that tells you what Burns' man is saying. And he making some good calls. I will give him that. I'll give him that. I definitely will. I will say Goot has made some good calls. I also want to make sure that we put some other, respect on our coaches on their name.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say
position coaches.
I was going to say, because we kind of got to hold Matt accountable, because you got Goot drafting the right guys. Matt allowed Joe Barry to hang around for all this time.
Man, that guy. I'll never forgive Matt for that. I appreciate him. Like halfway seems like he's got a,
it's just like he's all right. When we had Dom Capers too.
Oh man, Dom Capers.
I was like, man, if y'all don't give Dom a cone and tell him to go home, like why are we still playing for Dom?
Hey, Dom, look, man. Dom had what? 2 good seasons there?
Yeah.
2, and that was it.
And the Super Bowl year, right? He was the defensive coordinator the Super Bowl year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had 2 good years there. There was that Super Bowl year, and the year after, he was really good there. And after that, it just started like, after we got decimated by the Giants in that playoff game, from that point on, it was like, if they don't get Mr. Comeover out of here,
if they don't
get him out of here.
I ain't never wanted to fight somebody that old in my life. Let me tell you something.
Him and Ahmad Carroll to this day.
Yeah, I'm just going to go see it.
If I saw Amon Carroll on the street, he probably would beat me. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm putting up a fight because the way he did things back in the early 2000s up until like 2000, however long he was a Packer, I remember every week he was getting burned. I was like,
that was Randy Moss' fault, man.
Man, Randy Moss was treating him like a stepchild.
Because remember, after Moss' rookie year, we go and draft 2 corners, round 1 and round 2. And I'm like, so this dude killed us all his rookie year. Y'all ain't got a 5'9" corner?
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Well, listen, we can't talk about that because we went through that phase where we said, "Oh, we gonna get a whole bunch of tall dudes," and here comes Kevin King, and I'm like, "What? Just because he's 6'3"?
So I'm not.
Who did kill us? So
we should have had T.J. Watt.
But remember,
should have been a Packer. He was there for the taking. I'll never. That's one thing I'll never forgive. I'll never forgive that he was right there. Said, "This is it, guys. We're getting him." I was so happy. This is it. T.J. Watt, a Packer, and it was like the pick has been traded. I said,
they thought they was gonna see Julio again, so they're like, "Let's go get us a corner."
Man, Julio, go get me T.J. Watt. I would have, man.
Could you imagine that?
That wasn't the GM God, so I can't speak on that. I can only speak what this man here is doing now.
Yeah, Ted, rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace, Ted. But man, I wanted to fight you that day.
I sure did.
I would have swung at Ted Thompson out. I hit Ted Thompson square in the jaw if I saw him in person. But I digress. Let's talk about the Texans. We got the Packers taking on the Texans from Lambeau. This is a big game, fellas. And I know y'all know how important this game is this week, where you're going to see a Packers team take on C.J. Stroud and this amazing Houston Texans team who is loaded. They are loaded from top to bottom. They did a really good job in the offseason of building this team up, and now the Packers will have to try to get them at home. Thank goodness this is not on the road. I'm kind of glad this is a home game for the Pack, but this is not going to be an easy one, man. This is not going to be. This is the truest test of the year coming up right now. Because in my mind, there's 3 teams in the AFC that I think could go to the Super Bowl, like right now: the Texans, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. As much as I like Buffalo, and shout out to Buffalo for picking up Amari Cooper, I just don't think Buffalo is good. Like, as much as I picked Buffalo too many times over the last couple of years for them to disappoint me again. But those
they still got teams. Josh Allen, right?
They still got Josh Allen.
Okay.
So those are the 3 teams. So if you can beat this Texans team, to me that proves a lot to this team and what they can be. But we'll see. Burns, how do you see this game going, man? Like, how do you see Texans, Packers going? Who you got in this one? All that good stuff. I already know where Burns going with this.
I already know what he's going to say.
Hey, before he look, prediction right here, Burns. Texans 34, Packers 20.
Look, he ain't scared because that's exactly what he was.
You see his face? But no, I think Burns, you got the floor, sir. You got
a little closer. I wouldn't say 34. But, here's the problem. Tank Dell in the slot might eat us up. If they run the ball, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah, Joe Kenny ain't been playing like Kenny. Wyatt's out, and I got a feeling number 10 is gonna try to go blow for blow with C.J. Stroud, and C.J. is gonna be Tom Brady and like, I'm just gonna dink and dunk y'all down the field, take what they give me, not try to make the splashy play and just win the game. And I wish 10 would do more of that. That's my fear. Is he's going to just be like, I need to show America that I'm just as good as this other light-skinned dude. And it's like, no, sir, I just need you to win the game.
They hyping the matchup.
That is my fear. It's I'm not worried so much about the defense. It's 10. Like, for me, the game rests on 10 shoulders.
Yep.
And what's Matt going to call to rein him in? And then, I don't need D'Amico Ryan saying Jordan Love's best QB you faced all year.
I was about to say that, Burns. You took it out my mouth there.
And I know Jordan Love gonna hear that. With them bombs away.
He did that on purpose because he knows Jordan gonna try to.
The wee is crazy.
That's
like,
just
Jordan,
what I feel
no.
like.
Oh,
It's
God.
him. And I feel like if he just takes what the defense give him, take the easy check, we'll be fine. And until he does it, I can't sit there and have confidence that he's going to do it.
Start
Like, I
Malik.
don't like this. I don't like this. I turn on the game and I got to worry about what my QB going to do.
It's stressful. That's
I
why
like the last 30 years of my life where I can just turn on the game and we'll be fine. It'll be all right.
Aaron Rodgers or
I
Brett
don't even got to watch this. Like, even like, as much as we remember Brett, like, turn the ball over, there was a time, it could be the fourth quarter, we were down 2 touchdowns.
We good.
I'm fine.
Oh no, we're gonna be all right because
This man is going to will us to victory.
He is gonna find a way.
He is going to put that ball in Robert Ferguson hand or Antonio Freeman hand, and we're going to be all right.
There you go.
Now it's like, I know this boy could throw, but he might just do something real stupid.
I'll give you an example that Brett Favre feeling. I think it was the 2002 playoffs. They were playing the Rams. The Rams beat the brakes off us. It was 45-17. Here's me, top of the fourth. We still got a shot. That's the confidence. I was like, look, Brett, if he just score a couple touchdowns here, the defense come to play. Like, I felt that way every single time. So I feel you. That's the game that comes to mind immediately. I was like, oh yeah, we got a shot still. We're not too bad out of it. 45-17, we got beat in that game. I'm still talking about he got it. He gonna make it happen.
Like, I would turn on those games. I'd be like, damn, they got Warren Sapp. They got John Lynch, Rondé Barber. Shit, we got Brett Favre. We all right.
Hey, ain't nobody worry about it. Be far, baby.
Shoot. Remember that Chicago game? Aaron go down. It was like, oh shit. He come back out that tunnel.
And down 20-0, and I'm like, we got a shot.
Yep.
That's how you felt.
Look,
you were like, we're gonna win
he
this.
threw the first one, and he was like this.
I said, we winning this.
I said, oh, we winning this damn game.
I was in the house losing my mind. I'm like, oh shoot. I said he did. And we went 21-20. Like, classic.
And that's what worries me. We don't have a QB that like just puts fear. I don't know, but I don't feel like he puts fear in other people's hearts yet.
It's not there yet. It's not there.
No,
yet.
it's not.
There's a potential for it to be, and I think people can see it, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet. It's not there yet.
We get glimpses, and I think that's what worries people, right? But I don't think we get enough glimpses to make defensive coordinators, especially somebody like DeMeco Ryans, kind of come out his skin.
Yeah.
Do unpredictable things. So that's where I'm like, you know what? But as bad as this may sound, right? I think 10 needs one of these games, though. I think he needs a high-profile matchup where people are really applauding the other quarterback more than him, and I think he focuses more. Because this, to me, reminds me of him in Kansas City.
Okay.
And I felt like he played a great game there. It got away from him a little bit late. Yeah, but I think he focused more, right? So I think we're confident enough to go into this game saying that we're just as good of a young team as them. But again, here's the crazy thing with the Texans. They've been able to infuse some veterans. Not so much of the old head, but somebody has seen something, right? So like Diggs, he's been in these games against us before. He's seen 2-3 before, right? They got a whole thing running out the tunnel, all that, right? Joe Mixon has been in the AFC North, so he's been in tough games, even though they still don't know about him because of his ankle. I mean, they have a good mix. I think that's the one thing that I'm seeing in some of the younger quarterbacks that we're talking about. They got people on the team that can turn around in the huddle and say, hey, calm down. You're doing too much. Give me the ball or do this. And I don't know if we got that yet. But I love the fact that we get this type of game. We get it early. This can prove dividends late for us, no matter what happens to me.
I'm intrigued. I'm so glad. Like I think the Commanders play at 4:00 on Sunday, so I'm gonna semi have to watch a little bit of this game. Normally I'm living through y'all, but I don't. I'm over here like,
you know what the other bonus is though? We get this at home.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's a home game.
We get this at home, so we should be feeling pretty good, man.
Yeah, and you can't start this off the way you started Minnesota off. I think that's the biggest thing. You got to come in and play this game.
Hell,
you can't. It can't be a slow start. Not against this team, because they're gonna make you look bad quick if we have a slow start against this team. This is not Minnesota. Like they're not gonna let us
banged up though.
Yeah,
they have a lot of people on the injury report this week.
Yeah,
a lot of big names for them too. The thing that bothers me is against this line not having Wyatt. That worries me. That worries me because we need him. Man, this is where I would like to have another real dependable tackle. You know, like this is again where I feel like we need another young boy that's kind of been around or something like that. But I think we could do some good things in this game, man. I think against their linebackers, I think Tucker could have a day. I think he could have a day. So there's some things that we could do, fellas, man. I think we get this win. I think we continue to ride this, and then after this, who's up for us after this?
Oh boy, is it the Bears after this? I think it might be the Bears.
It's the Bears in Chicago, right?
I believe so. I'm gonna pull out the old handy dandy notebook here, and I think that's exactly who that is.
No, we got the Jaguars. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, heck, is it in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be a little bad. We don't play well in the heat.
Yeah,
Man.
We don't play well in the heat.
You're
So
from California.
that don't mean
but I'm
nothing.
just saying, like typically, you know what though? But see, this again, I think this is why it was so important for us to get to this point at 4-2.
Yeah,
and to have this confidence because we get these next two games. We talking about 6-2 at the midpoint.
We're looking. You got Jaguars, Lions, Bears, 49ers, which is at home.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the Lions at home, the 49ers at home, and the Dolphins at home. And then we have to go on the road.
And it's going to be cold by the time we get the Dolphins. Too.
Yeah, we got the Dolphins.
Was not bad.
And the Dolphins is a Thursday night game. Ooh, so we got the shoot. Oh, that's the Christmas Day game. I mean, not Christmas. That's the Thanksgiving Day. Midnight.
Are we wearing all white uniforms for that?
We're wearing the all white uniform.
Sunday we are.
Yeah, we're wearing the all whites on Sunday. So we got 49ers on that Sunday, and then on Thanksgiving we've got the Dolphins. Tua may be back by then. So, but at least it's a home quarter. Yo, man, don't
look. You know how hard that ground is in November.
Yeah, man. Look, I mean, I'm worried about the guy. I don't know, man. I'm starting to think he might not come back. Well, we won't know to the end of the month. Turf. I don't know. We won't know. And Tariq Hill's banged up right now too. So I don't know. But that's
Hill's
the
trying to get out of there. That's what that is.
He like, man, look,
he's seen everybody else. He's seen
trade
that
me now.
Yeah, he's seen that movement. He said, "Hold up,
send me back to Kansas City."
Would that be crazy if he tries to get back to Kansas City?
Man, it'd be wow. Could you imagine him and Worthy at the same time? Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's scary to even think about out loud. I would be so if he went back to Kansas City, they win in Super Bowl. I don't care anybody say nothing would change my mind if they get him back with Mahomes, with Kelsey, with Worthy. They got Juju Smith who plays solid. Shoo. He out there doing whatever. I would be no, and then they got Kareem Hunt playing like Kareem Hunt from when he was there the first time. What's that all about? So that's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
So score predictions and then we out of here, fellas. I'm gonna go. I picked the Packers in my pick'em league because I just refuse to go against them. But I think it's tight. I think it's like 28-25, something like that. I just don't know who wins, but I think it's 28-25. I picked the Packers, but there's a part of me that's like it's gonna be a tough one.
So this is for Goot and Burns, right? 34-31. We went on a field goal.
There you go. The McManus. Not redemption.
Dear sweet brother Noomsy.
Brother
I
Noomsy.
don't want it that way.
I want the knife. Please.
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 I said, yes, D.
I want the knife. Drink the water. The frozen tundra, like.
You go outside with that booger, it's going to cut you.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over.
Oh man,
Burns, how do you see? What is your official?
No, don't let him talk about us losing again.
Yeah, look, we got to get it out. Somebody got to bring the balance.
Man, just say it, bro.
27-21 Texans win.
All right, okay.
All right, at least he got it out, man.
All right. Okay, I can semi-deal with that. I don't want to lose, but I can deal with it. I can deal with it.
He's consistent.
He is consistent. All right. Go ahead, Randell.
Oh man, like this dude. I don't know, man. Something about this dude. Like I like him. It's just
I know. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Right.
You can be a little frustrated from time to time. There's nothing wrong with that.
You all feel the same.
Maybe it's the locks. Maybe you need to cut his hair.
Oh, you talking about
Jordan? Real different.
Oh, man.
He been playing real. Yeah. Not you. I'm talking about Jordan.
No, but I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Dishon, look, D is rocking the love right as we speak.
Hey, man.
He's playing different now.
Doing my Xavier.
Yeah, man.
X-Men. You heard?
I thought getting engaged was going to calm him down, and he out here just.
It got to look good for the boo. I mean, look, she is a gorgeous woman. I mean, this man has knocked this one out of the park. I mean, he's been dating her for some years now, and Utah State days. So, she's an athlete.
He asked her to marry him before he signed the contract, so he love her.
That's true. That's true. This is before the money was locked in. So,
hey D, Burns is good for loving hip hop quotable all the time. He said he had to love her. This ain't Safari and Erica Mena.
Bro,
what you doing, man?
It's gotta be love, though, man. It's gotta be love. It just has to be. No pun intended. All right, everybody, that's it. Episode 7, season 2, Green and Gold Over Everything. We'll be back next week as we'll review this game, hopefully in another positive form. That's all we can ask for, and also hoping or getting ready for the Jaguars. As the Packers will travel to Jacksonville. So we'll be back to bring another episode next week. For all the Packer fans out there, go Pack Go. Let's see if it goes down. We can only ask for the best. And just, hey, Jordan, just take your time. That's all we ask. All right, everybody.
We're like your mama's side of the family.
We got Randell Burns, Dishon Rucker. I'm Darrell. This is Green and Gold Over Everything. We'll see y'all next week.